Happy New Year! Welcome to Mighty Mungos! Let's start how we always do with the Mighty Minute! And this week is a guest edit from Evie. Hashtag home learning.
I am worn out from that.
That was easy. Now it's time for Joke of the Week. Mom, go have a lie down and watch it.
Doctor, I think I'm losing my memory. Oh, and when did this start happening? When did what start happening?
Why does the Queen draw straight lines? I don't know. Why does the Queen draw straight lines? Because she's a ruler. When did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. When did the chicken cross the road?
At 4:00 cluck cluck.
Why did the bee have sticky hair?
I don't know, Ben. Why did the bee have sticky hair?
Because it used honeycomb.
Why did the sun go to school?
I don't know. Why did the sun go to school?
To get brighter. Why did the snowman choose a carrot? So he can pick his nose. A snowman faced the other snowman. He went, "Do you smell carrots?"
One snowman says to the other, "Why are you all dressed up?" "I'm going to the snowball, of course."
How do a princess lift a jaguar in a stone?
I don't know.
Because he did the poo-poo in his head.
Do you have a joke? If you do, film it landscape and send it in to mightymungos@stmungos.org, and maybe next time we'll see you on Joke of the Week.
Let's see who sent in their videos this week. I'm thankful for winter walks. I'm thankful for snowy woods and family. I'm thankful for Dave for doing Mighty Mungos.
I'm thankful for warm clothes to keep me warm on snowy walks.
I feel thankful for Christmas and my family. I'm thankful for my friends and listening and my baby brother and my sister. We're thankful for snow! I'm thankful for snow and snowmen. Even when they melt. I'm thankful for the cats. Meow, meow, meow. So, what are you thankful for? Send in your videos to Mighty Mungos. We love seeing your faces. It's time for Musa.
Every day is filled with voices So much noise inside my head. And when I'm scared and when I'm feeling all alone, all I gotta do is speak your name. Say it by day, say it by night, say it till the end of time. All I gotta do is speak your name. When I wake up in the morning, you're my friend throughout the day. And when I close my eyes to sleep the night away, all I gotta do is speak your name. Say it by day, say it by night, say it till the end of time. All I gotta do is speak your name. Say it by day, say it by night, say it till the end of time. All I gotta do is speak your name. Jesus, your name covers my heart, covers my mind all of the time. Jesus, your name covers my heart, covers my mind all of the time. All I gotta do is speak your name. All I gotta do is speak your name. Say it by day, say it by night, say it till the end of time. All I gotta do is speak your name. Say it by day, say it by night, say it till the end of time. All I gotta do is speak your name. Jesus, your name covers my heart, covers my mind all of the time. Jesus, your name covers my heart, covers my mind all of the time. All I gotta do is speak your name. All I gotta do is speak your name. All I gotta do is speak your name. Your name.
It's the start of a new year, a time for change, a fresh start. Except, it doesn't really feel like that, does it? Everything kind of feels a bit upside down. This morning, I want to talk to you about a new series that we're going to look at here on Mighty Mungos. Upside down is probably the best way to describe it. We're going to look at some teaching from Jesus that is completely upside down compared to what we know, experience, and are told from the world that we live in. And it was completely upside down to the world that Jesus lived in too. This teaching is called the Beatitudes, and it's found in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 5. It says this: Now, when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up to the mountainside and he sat down. His disciples came to him and he began to teach them. He said, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. One of the greatest theologians ever to have lived. Basically, a theologian is a guy who thinks about God a lot. This guy called St. Augustine, he said that everybody wants to live happily, and not one person doesn't want to become happy, even if they don't know what it means. They try to get there. They try to get happiness. In the Sermon on the Mount, which is what this Beatitude comes from, Jesus addresses this human desire. We know what he's going to say is really important because of three things, and he says them right at the start. It says, Jesus sat down. I know, you're probably thinking, move over, St. Augustine. Hello, St. David. Seriously though, it is important. You see, in Jesus' time, when a rabbi or a teacher sat down, it meant that what they had to say was really important. And we better sit down and listen. The next reason that we know it's important is that Jesus opened his mouth and began to teach his disciples. Another staggering bit of theology, once more, from me. Again, though, in all seriousness, this is important. You see, English is a bit of a rubbish language, really. There's a lot about it which doesn't really make sense to me. For example, I'm sitting here thinking, what on earth is a present participle? And more to the point, who cares? But why English is rubbish when it comes to looking at the Bible is because there's quite a few words that in the English language just don't really convey the full extent of what the original author was saying in the original language. You see, in the verse I read, it says, he began to teach them. And this is true, it's what he did, but it doesn't really let us have the whole picture of what's going on. So for example, I can teach Evie to armpit fart, and I can teach Evie to be loving towards others who are struggling. I'm teaching it to do both of those things, but their importance and the value of that teaching is pretty different. The original context and the original text on this passage was written in Greek, and the words used tell us the great importance and seriousness of what Jesus is about to say. It might in fact be more appropriate to say that Jesus sat down and he opened his heart as he began to teach them something of profound importance. And the third reason that we know that this passage is going to be really important is because Jesus was on a mountain. I know, you're literally blown away by the staggering revelation that I can tell you exactly what is written word for word in the Bible. But seriously, this is important. You see, in the Bible, mountains are pretty important. They often are linked to God speaking to his people. So an example might be Moses, when he went up Mount Sinai and God gave him the 10 Commandments. In the first few verses, we've got three pretty ordinary bits of information. We've got that Jesus sat down, that he opened his mouth, and that he was on a mountain. But when we dig a little bit deeper, we can see that actually this sets the context for what comes after, which is arguably some of the greatest and most controversial and certainly the most upside down teaching ever. These verses tell us the secret of happiness. Jesus uses this Greek word, which is translated as blessed, which is makarinos, which means it means so much more than blessed. It kind of means blessed by God to receive God's favor. One version of the Bible translates it like this. It says, happy to be envied and spiritually prosperous with life, joy, and satisfaction in God's favor and salvation, regardless of outward conditions. True happiness is so much deeper than a feeling. It goes right down to the very core being. And Jesus teaches us through these Beatitudes the secret of happiness. So as we start 2021 here at Mighty Mungos, in a world that is a little bit upside down, quite a lot upside down, and there's a lot of people who don't really feel very happy right now. In fact, we might feel quite far away from happy as you might have ever known. We're going to take a walk through these beautiful attitudes. One preacher used to refer to the Beatitudes as the beautiful attitudes. And they can really help us to encounter the source of happiness, the one who brings us life in all its fullness, the one who brings joy to our weary soul. But we don't want to stop there. We want to be a Mighty Mungos pack that impacts and changes the world around us. So we're going to look at that too. So why not this week get yourselves ready for this teaching series and read Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 to 10. Read them, and then next week we'll begin our journey of discovering the first secret of happiness. Here at Mighty Mungos, we love to get the Word of God in our heart and in our mind, and that's why we have the Memory Verse Challenge. Let's see who sent in their videos this week.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Never rely on what you think you know. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. 5.
My favourite Bible verse is Psalm 121, 1. I look up to the mountains, my help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth.
Do not worry about anything and pray and ask God for everything you need. I was giving thanks for what you got. Philippians 4 verse 6.
Luke 10:27, the greatest commandment. Jesus says to love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul, with all your mind and strength, and your neighbour as yourself.
Oh Lord, I will honour and praise your name, for you have done such wonderful things. You planned them long ago, and now you have accomplished them. Isaiah 25 verse 1. I, the Lord, do not change. Malachi 3 verse 6.
And let's see what our memory verse for this week is.
Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. Matthew 5, verses 1 and 2.
Good morning! Who are you and where are you from?
I'm Rhiannon and I was born in Manchester and I was bred in Edinburgh.
Rhiannon, you're a bit of a baker. What's your favourite thing to bake?
Custard creams.
You got any?
No, sadly not. I do have a tea loaf, but it's a bit too sweet.
Yeah, I'll hold out for custard creams another day. Rhiannon, at the moment, what is your favourite worship song?
I struggle to choose between the blessing and for joy of the Lord is my strength.
That's my earworm for today. Rhiannon, it's Sunday morning and we're all watching Mighty Mungos. What do you do Monday to Friday?
Well, I'm waiting to go to uni in February, so in the meantime I'm walking a lot to try and get fitter.
Awesome. It's a beautiful sunny day, so I'll let you get walking later on.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Our time together is almost over, but we just have time for Family Face-Off!
Thank you so much for joining us here at Mighty Mungos this morning. It's time for you now to go and grab a drink, grab some more snacks, grab a coffee, and and join us back here at 10:30 for the next part of St Mungo's Church Online. See you soon.